False Positive stars Ilana Glazer and Justin Theroux as Lucy and Adrian, who find their dream fertility doctor in the illustrious Dr. Hindle, played by Pierce Brosnan. But after becoming pregnant, Lucy begins to notice something sinister behind Hindle's charm, and she sets out to uncover the unsettling truth about him. This is directed by John Lee, best known for his work on shows for MTV and Adult Swim like Wonder Chosen and The Heart She Holler, among others, and he co-wrote the screenplay along with Glazer, and it's produced by A24, who distributed it through Hulu. Now, considering everyone who's involved with this one, I was honestly expecting a lot more from it, especially considering how out there a lot of A24's horror movies can be. And I will say that from an acting and technical standpoint, it was great. Lee's direction was pretty solid. We got some moments of unsettling imagery that I thought were effective enough, which includes visions Lucy has, or some sequences that go heavily into body horror that will satisfy fans of bloodier horror movies. And Ilana Glazer is absolutely fantastic here in what's essentially her first major role outside of comedy. I always do appreciate whenever an actor steps out of their comfort zone and plays against type, and I thought Glazer was really effective here. She gave it her all, and she elevated much of the material to make Lucy a really sympathetic and likable character. I also thought Pierce Brosnan was another nice standout as Dr. Hindle, who was infectiously charming, but who seems to have another side to him that was at times pretty creepy. But while I was invested enough, I was ultimately disappointed with how predictable the film wound up being. In the lead up to its release, it's been primarily described as a contemporary take on Rosemary's Baby. And boy, is it obvious. While the film isn't a scene-by-scene remake of Rosemary's Baby, and there are some key differences regarding certain plot details, its structure isn't that much different from the classic horror film. Even if you didn't hear about how it's like Rosemary's Baby before going into it, it becomes painfully obvious pretty early on. And much of the film felt predictable and as if the filmmakers were playing it safe, which again is a shame given Lee's background in some really creative and bizarre shows, as well as Glazer being behind the critically acclaimed Broad City. And while this wasn't a bad watch to sit through, mainly due to the acting and John Lee's direction, it's just frustrating considering the potential for so much more. The only other major saving grace is the film's final act, which I won't spoil, but all I'll say is there's at least a great payoff to all this, with an incredibly disturbing reveal. And the actions taken as a result of said reveal made this one of my favorite endings in a film so far this year. It's just a shame that the rest of the film didn't live up to the greatness of that ending, which feels more in line with the creativity everyone behind the film is known for. I just wish that a lot of the dramatic beats weren't so painfully obvious, because, again, it's not a bad watch overall, as Glazer and Brosnan in particular are very enjoyable, and they do elevate a lot of the material, along with Lee's direction giving us some creepy moments. And because of them, despite my issues with the film, I think the things I liked about it were just enough for me to say that it was sort of worth the watch. And if you're interested in checking it out, it may be worth a shot for you as well, as long as you know what you're in for. False Positive gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see False Positive, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Do you want to see more horror movies from this crew? Do you have a favorite A24 horror movie? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.